All right, my Taurus friends, Michael Eschenburg here. Honest Dame bringing you some honest astrology for the month of February. A little look ahead at what's going on. All right, we've got Mercury, planet of communication and information. Okay, starting its shadow period on the 2nd of February at the 28th degree of Aquarius. Then on the 3rd, it's going to move into Pisces. Okay, all the way to the 17th. Then it's going to start the retrograde cycle and move all the way back to 28 degrees of Aquarius. Okay, we've got Venus, all right, a planet of love, wants, and desires in the sign of Pisces. All right, it's going to be moving out on the 7th into the sign of Aries to take a little initiation and get a spark. All right, we've got Mars on the 9th. Excuse me, Mars is on the 16th. He's going to move into the sign of Capricorn. We've got a full moon in Leo on the 9th. And then we've got the sun moving into Pisces on the 19th. And then the 23rd, there's a new moon in Pisces as well. All right, so let's start back at Mercury. So that's just a little general of what's going on. Let's dive a little bit deeper into those aspects, okay? Let's take a look at your chart here, my Taurus friends. All right, first off, we've got Uranus in your first house, which is awesome. Uranus is the great awakener, all right? This is the release of the zodiac, right? Saturn is tension, Pluto's transformation. We've got expansive Jupiter here. We've got expansive Neptune, all right? Our terrestrial planets of Venus, Mercury, and Mars, right? Venus is love, want, and desire. Mercury is information, communication, trading of goods and services. Mars is our planet of action. So we have, and the moon is needs, as well as sun is the hero of our story. This is our ego. And then we've got Uranus here, the great release. So where there is tension, where there is transformation, where there is expansion, there must be a release. Okay, this is where the balloon pops. Okay, the balloon pops on the release. The hose becomes unpinched and the water begins to flow. Okay, so Uranus in your first house is amazing. All right, Uranus, the great awakener, moving through the sign of Taurus, first time that it's been here since 1934, the heart of the Great Depression. So there's a lot of great change coming over the next 6-7 years for my Taurus friends, which is going to be breakthrough, okay, absolute breakthroughs. Places in life where you seem stuck are going to begin to dissolve. All right, as long as you're open to receive these changes and not, following the path of least resistance, basically. Follow the path of least resistance, because what we resist persists. So if we're being asked to change, and you see there right off the gate this is on February 1st, the moon is going to conjunct Uranus, okay? So if you're also new to this channel, I'm doing dailies, okay, that dive deeper into these aspects. This is going to be a general, broad overview of what's happening for you in the month of February. But check it out. These dailies are fun. We dive really deep into what's going on. So we'll talk more about that on the 1st of February. Go back to your chart here, okay? So on the 2nd, Mercury is going to hit, Mercury's up here. Mercury is going to hit the 28th degree, and that's where the shadow period begins. Okay, so we're going to move forward. We're going to move from your 10th house. So Mercury's in your 10th house of career and public image. And it's just like, whatever you got to do, talking the talk, walking the walk, you're getting stuff done. All right, then it's going to move into your 11th house of community. Okay, and it's going to get all the way up to about 12 degrees, just 5 degrees away from Neptune. And then it's going to go, this is on the 17th. Okay, the 17th is when the Mercury retrograde begins. So on the 2nd, it hits the 28th degree, the shadow. Moving forward to 12 degrees, almost 13 degrees. Then Mercury is going to start its retrograde and move all the way back here to the 28th degree of Aquarius. Okay, so what that means, my Taurus friends, what that means is it's going from your 10th house into your 11th house, okay? So going from a place of driven through career and how we present ourselves to the world to expanding and communicating to our peers, expanding our community, okay? So we're going to be doing a lot of connecting the dots, okay? So for the first two weeks and 3 days with forward momentum, all planets are direct right now, right? Which is exciting feeling. We've got forward momentum, forward energy. Mercury is going to be the first planet of the year to go retrograde. It happens 3 times a year, all right? And we'll dive deeper into the Mercury retrograde stuff, when it gets closer. This is, again, this general overview, so stay tuned for those videos. So Mercury is going to be entering your 11th house, which is about community. Okay, futuristic thinking. Okay, this is hand in hand, we cross the bridge together. Where in the sign of Capricorn, it's just like what I need to do, what I need to get done, because this is my individual journey. You know, so then Mercury moving out of this place in Capricorn, out of your 10th house, is saying like, look, what I can do as an individual, and what you can do, and what you can do, and what you can do, together we can create something even greater than what myself can bring to the table, right? I can't roll the camera, be the star of the show, the director of the show, do all the lighting. I can't do all of these things. I can't run an empire, a huge business by myself. You know, we need everyone from the top floor to the bottom, okay? And this insight that's going to be coming in is just like shaking hands and treating, you know, the president of the company and the janitor with the same amount of respect and courtesy. All right, so this is really huge because it's like seeing the full spectrum, and everyone is valued, everyone is equal, and everyone is needed and necessary on our journey, right? So that Mercury retrograde again happens on the 17th, moves all the way back, and that's going to, you know, until March 10th. So the rest of the month is retrograde time. So it's going to be reviewing how we're thinking about the community, reviewing how we're viewing this empire, reviewing our, you know, our place in this business, this place in our world amongst our peers. Really cool. On February 7th, Venus, our planet of love, wants, and desires, is going to leave the sign of Pisces, your 11th house, and enter Aries, your 12th house, okay? So the 12th house, Venus is going to enter, and on the 3rd, Venus is going to connect with Chiron, okay? So your 12th house is about completion, okay? This is about understanding, a deeper understanding. You know, it's like I've journeyed through all of this stuff, and now before I begin a new journey outward, you know, first house stuff, before I begin a new journey outward, I must reflect, okay, on everything that's been going on in my life, where I've been, how I'm acting, how I've acted, how do I want to be, what are the relationships I want to form. Venus is about love, wants, desires. It's about material possessions and personal relationships, you know, with ourselves, our loved ones, our peers, our bosses, our mentors, our children, you know, again, everyone from the president down to the janitor, the custodian, the librarian. How are our relationships with other individuals? Where in myself do I need to heal? Okay, this is on a spiritual level here in your 12th house. Okay, so there's some spiritual growth, some spiritual endings, some spiritual completion, and spiritual healing that's going on here. Okay, a lot of good healing as Venus moves through your 12th house, which is very, very exciting. Then, okay, on the 9th, we've got a full moon in the sign of Leo, which is here. This is your 4th house. This is about home and family. Okay, so we're taking a good look as you have a lot of energy, you know, right now in your career sector. You have a lot as well in this space for you about expanding your own knowledge. You know, seeking out that fire that's going out in the world, you know, transformation of the knowledge that you're receiving, you know, being structured and disciplined yourself to receive knowledge. You know, it's worth traveling to go get. It's worth looking at my own life and creating these transformational aspects, okay, Pluto, and then expanding my personal life, expanding my journey outward, not being closed off and stuck, okay, very, very, very cool, very important. So you have all of these aspects going on, and again, all this career. And when we're focused so much on career, sometimes we neglect the home, okay? So when the moon comes and creates the full moon, comes into the sign of Leo and creates the full moon on the 16th, or on the 9th, okay? This is about, hey, what do I need? This moon is emotional needs. What do I need in the home front? You know, am I focused so much on big business that I'm neglecting the Main Street, the mom and pop shops? Am I neglecting some of my home life because I'm focused on career? Have I neglected my family because I'm always busy working? My Taurus friends, I know that's something that goes on, you know. It's just like you've got to hold down the fort here. So it's just like work. And it's just like, hey, this is going to put some spark and pizzazz and some life back into home. and family and nurturing and caring about the home and family life, as well as, just your relationships with your family, okay? Very, very powerful, very positive going on right there. On the 16th, Mars is going to leave your 8th house. So Mars has been traveling through, okay, your 8th house, which is about shared resources. Again, what I have, what you have, how can we pool together? I've got $100, you got $100. If we both put our $100 in together, we can buy more shares. We can get more out of the bank account. With my $1,000 and your $1,000 in this growth savings account, we can accrue and acquire more money together than if I just had my solo stuff. So all these three are kind of playing into that aspects of your life, the community-driven stuff that's coming here with Mercury plays a big part in that. And you see there's going to be a square going on that's happening at the top of February. But, the square going on between your shared resources and community, it's just like, hey, we have to move forward with these and not be stingy. Okay, if we're not stingy, you see the septile here over to the sun. If we're not stingy and we're focused on our community as well as, sharing our goods, it leads to greater career. Okay, really, really cool. Starting the month off really strong with that. So on the 16th, Mars is going to enter your 9th house. So it's going to about, learning, higher education, more information. There's a fire worth seeking. All right. There's some information out there that is needed and that needs to be obtained for me to move forward in these other areas of my life. Okay, so that's going to happen on the 16th. On February 19th, the sun is going to leave the sign of Aquarius. It's going to leave your 10th house, enter your 11th house, shining its light once again on the community. Okay, so that the community needs what the community wants. It needs your fire. And as well, to get out of stuck positions in our lives, we need to go seek out the community. There's a balance. I know some individuals that say, well, like I'd rather, do yoga at home by myself and watching it on TV. I'm afraid if I fall, will somebody make fun of me? Oh, I'd rather do these individual tasks home by myself than to put myself out there in the world. It's like hiding our light. Okay, part of the Uranus breakthrough stuff that's going on in Taurus is changing this, because we can empower one another, So when we see somebody else holding and balancing this pose, that inspires us. Like, oh my goodness, if they can do that. I mean, I've been, I don't know if outshined is the proper word, but like, oh my God, there's like 100-year-old ladies I've seen in yoga classes that are just, they're amazing. Their flexibility, their stamina, their perseverance, their strength, and it's just like, wow, that's what I want to be when I'm that age. But if I'm just doing it in my home by myself, I don't get that outside source and inspiration to fuel and empower me. Okay, so the sun moving into your 11th house, which is Pisces, which is also about a spiritual connection, growing deeper into your spirituality, in the sign of Pisces, and then it being in the sign of community, or the house of community, so this is like taking a step out there and joining, getting into a drum circle. maybe that's not my thing. I don't know. And then you get there, and then we hear all these voices and the beating drums and the shakers and the rattles, and it's like, oh, maybe this, I kind of dig this. There's actually a study, again, whatever, about a drum circle, but at the same time, there's a study that showed, floated around here somewhere. I posted to my page, Waking Masters, on Facebook. It was about antidepressants, pills versus drum circles. I love a good drum circle. I'm a drummer. But the results, when the scientists studied or re-examined the body and the depression, okay, the results for the drum circle were greater. There was greater reward, greater movement, greater sense of, again, that community feeling than just taking the antidepressant pills. Okay, so whether, it's a drum circle or anything, maybe it's just getting out and dancing, going to just getting out there. That's the whole point. Mercury, the sun moving into Aquarius, the sun moving into your 11th house, moving out of Aquarius into Pisces, into your 11th house is about getting out there, about getting outside of this physical, body, this mind, getting outside of our stuck places and moving into a bigger space, okay? And sharing that space with our friends and meeting new friends. There are no strangers, just friends we haven't met yet. Yeah. Okay. As well, on the 23rd, there's a new moon in Pisces, again happening in your 11th house. Okay. So again, this is where the moon and the sun meet up together and say, hey, this is what I need. I need this community. I need to bring myself to the community, because maybe you are the one. If you're the one that was, again, saying, oh, I'm nervous about, screwing up in the yoga class or falling over, being made fun of, maybe someone's going to watch you and see you, and you're going to inspire them. Complete role reversal. So these things are going to be considered on this new moon on the 23rd, okay? So it's a beautiful, beautiful month ahead, a lot of growth, okay? You got a lot of stuff going on again in the 9th house, which is about seeking out information, traveling to get new information, new education, new knowledge, having faith in yourself during this process of growth and change, because there is so much growth and change coming for you through the year of 2020. That it's miraculous, right? And there's a little bit of pain with that growth, but the reward is going to be so great. So thank you, my Taurus friends. I hope to see you tomorrow. Comment, join the party here. Lots of good stuff going on. We'll see you tomorrow.